Hi everybody, it's Chris from the Evermore Podcast, your Newcastle United podcast on the Evermore YouTube channel. Back with another Rumour Has It video with all the players being linked to Newcastle United in the silly season. There's a transfer window. It's not even open yet. We've had that many names linked. It's been unbelievable. Just before I get stuck into this recent player, a little bit of housekeeping. If you haven't already, please click that like and subscribe button. We've had loads of new subscribers following doing these videos. We really appreciate it. Loads of nice comments as well. We're currently sitting at about 793, I think it is, in subscribers. We'd love to get over the 800 mark. The goal is to hit that 1,000. And ideally, if we can be there before the season starts, we'll be absolutely buzzing and we'll love you forever. So let's get stuck into this player we're going to talk about. It's a funny one, actually, for me. I'm quite against it, actually. I don't think the lad's worth going after, which I'll get stuck into in a minute. But the player we're talking about is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Now, listen, you might laugh at me here thinking this lad's a really good centre forward. You know, he's 25 years old. He obviously plays for Everton. He's really kicked on the last couple of seasons, kind of coming through the youth academy. I think it was big Duncan Ferguson that gave him his chance, I think, and he's never really looked back since then. He's had a really off season, I would say, last season. You can see there he had 17 appearances, massively hampered by injury, but within that period he had 5 goals and 2 assists. So that gives him a kind of a goal ratio of 0.35 per 90 minutes. He's in the 40 percentile, obviously, for Mark's killer stats that he's done here. In terms of his assists, you can see he does create a lot of goals. You know, he's up in the 64 percentile of 0.14 assists a game. You know, aerials one is a big key strength for Calvert-Lewin. He's really, really good in the air. You know, if you look at him, I suppose, you know, versus Chris Wood, he's head and shoulders above him, as Mark would always say, and quite literally head and shoulders above him with the amount of headers that he wins. But to be fair, I've not got Wood's aerial one stats here, so you know, Wood might blow him out of the water. But overall, his total is 164 appearances, 45 goals, and 11 assists. So it's not been too bad, you know, in a kind of a struggling Everton side, really invariably, apart from that little spout under Ancelotti, really, before he buggered off. They've really been at the wrong end of the table. Heat map wise, he's, you know, you can see there he's quite involved in all the play. You know, he does come deep. He can pull wide, you know, to get the ball. But I think most of his kind of best work is done through the middle. Just some of the possession stats there. You know, you can see there his key passes aren't great, and his pass completion is quite poor as well. So he's not fantastic, I suppose, on the ball when he gets the ball. But I think he's quite a disruptive influence in terms of the presence that he has at the top there. He's not really showed up for Everton this season. Yes, I know he's been injured. And what worries me a little bit about Calvert-Lewin, and I know it's a bit daft from a modern day footballer, but he seems to be more interested in his persona off the pitch than he does on the pitch. You know, all these, you know, modeling things he's going to and all these fucking things you see on social media and everything else. I know that's just a modern day footballer. You know, he's a 25-year-old lad. He's a good-looking kid. You know, he's obviously got all these people in his ear, wear this gear, wear that gear. You know, some of the gear, you know, I can imagine would go down wonders with some of the older boys in the Gallagher and the Leazer's end. But he is a good footballer, you know, but the kind of money they're touting around from it's not really for me. I don't think he's the kind of player that we should really be going after. Tell us what you think in the comments below, guys. I'm sure some of you will disagree with that. But what makes me think there might be a little bit of weight in this is that Pete Gray, I think it was Pete Graves from Sky Sports, actually turned around and said that this is one of the players that we are going after. So, you know, he'll be in the same communication channels to, you know, like say Keith Downeys and guys like that as well. So you know, there obviously is no smoke without fire. But if we have a little look at, you know, where Calvert-Lewin would sit, I suppose, in terms of the Newcastle United squad. So just a little bit of a comparison to our main man, our number 9, Callum Wilson. He called him Calvert Wilson there, a bit of a hybrid. Callum Wilson, 2 similar names here. So looking at that, you can see obviously we've been through Calvert-Lewin's stats there. In terms of obviously Callum Wilson, again, another injury-stricken season for him. But you can see in 18 appearances, he got 8 goals. So only 1 more game, he's got 3 more goals. No assists because, you know, CW9 is a goal scorer. He's a finisher. That's what he does. And he does it very, very well. The sad reality is that he obviously can't do it for a great period of time. He has got 5 years on Calvert-Lewin, to be fair, you know. So if you look at a Calvert-Lewin to come in and maybe play second fiddle or inevitably replace Callum Wilson, but I'm not sure where this club is hoping to go in the next 3 to 5 years, that Calvert-Lewin will be the striker that can get you there. I've got some real reservations about the lad. I really do. I think his ego is getting a bit too big for his britches. I think he's not really influencing games like he should have done. You know, he's not concentrating on what's important, in my opinion. But just looking at just some of the comparative stats, I mean, the big thing that stands out, as I mentioned there, is goals per game. You know, Callum Wilson's way better. You know, that's an extra 3 goals in that one game. His expected goals, you know, his kind of goal to shot ratio was way higher than Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but he is worse in the air. Now, for me, I don't want Wilson jumping up for headers and winning them and, you know, flicking them onto somebody. I want Wilson to be on the spin on the last shoulder like he does really, really well. You know, if you want a striker like that, you're going to have to look at a different animal altogether, which potentially Calvert-Lewin could be there. I can't see the club wanting to drop, you know, whatever it may be on Calvert-Lewin after blowing 25 million quid on Chris Wood, who is the player that wins the ball in the air. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see kind of what happens there. But yeah, for me, in terms of both of those players, you know, Callum Wilson's your number 9 all day long. I know there's the rumours, obviously, is that the Ekitike deal is nearly done. Now, for me, I think that Ekitike coming in as a striker for, you know, whatever it may be, 26 million quid in the Queen's English, I don't think that means we'll drop this level of money or that level of money on the likes of Calvert-Lewin or Ivan Toney. I think that Ekitike will be the backup to Callum Wilson. Potentially could play in that front three, and then if Callum Wilson, when Callum Wilson gets injured, sadly, which is inevitable, he will step in and you know, play through the centre as that other striker. I don't think the Calvert-Lewin thing's going to come off personally, but you know, I know he's coming towards the end of his contract, I believe, at Everton. So I don't know what kind of a fee would be involved there. It'd be minimalistic, I'd imagine. So it might be an option to take up. He's an England international. He is a talented player. If you get his head screwed on right and concentrate more on the pitch and he does the catwalk, you know, yeah, I've got a decent player on their hands there. But for me, yeah, just at the minute, the likes of him and Toney, the attitudes just don't seem right for me, to be honest with you. But, you know, they are talented footballers, and you got to trust what Eddie Howe and Dan Ashworth are going to do moving forward. So that's me wrapping up then, guys, for another Rumour Has It video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already, as I mentioned at the start, please click that like and subscribe button. Help us get over that 1,000 mark. We're dying to do that. You know, we're sitting on 793. You know, hopefully by the time this video comes out, we'll be a bit higher than that. But yeah, please click that like and subscribe button and the notification bell. And then the next time one of these videos comes out, you'll be notified and jump on and let us know what you think in the comments. All right, guys, let's keep supporting that team of McCoy United. We'll be back with some more transfer Rumour Has It videos soon. Cheers now.